Hello, this is the Watchdog. Welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Lige 89161 Roulette Wheel Watch. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this North Edge Triton, which is a solar-powered dive watch. I just unboxed this, so if you haven't seen the unboxing video, be sure to check it out. And Greg was wearing another North Edge, the North Edge X1, which I've mistakenly been calling the North Edge XL. Grogu said Princess Leia asked Lando Calrissian to write a note signing over the Millennium Falcon to Han Solo so she can get the title so she can sell it so Han Solo will get a 9-to-5 office job. Lando said he would as long as she did him a favor. She says she doesn't even own the slave outfit anymore. She gave it to Peli Motto. Lando said actually he needed her to pop this pimple on his back that he can't reach. She says she'll get the suit back from Peli. What time is the party? All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this typical Lige box with all the typical Lige goodies. And here's the watch, a roulette wheel watch with an actual ball that actually moves around, so you can actually play roulette with it if you really wanted to. I don't know if I would have bought this watch on my own. I just figured it'd be fun to review. I paid $17 for this, and it's going for $12 now during the big AliExpress sale, but then I looked on it, and they're charging $8 for shipping. So it's actually more expensive than before the sale. That's probably only if you live in the USA, though. They're probably using outrageous shipping to cover that new tariff cost. Another Lige on my channel. Lige makes very affordable quartz watches with a few automatics sprinkled in. This Lige 89161 has a casino roulette wheel as a chapter ring, and although it doesn't spin, there's a free-floating inner ball. This is what is known as a conversation piece watch, as it is unusual enough for non-watch people to notice. Other than the roulette wheel, this is just a basic quartz two-hander with no date or running second hand. Its only real selling point is the roulette wheel, since there are no other complications. This watch comes in 3 different colorways. I chose the rose gold tone that came with a brown strap with a non-matching steel buckle. You can also get yellow gold with the same strap. If you prefer a silver color, you can get the chrome plated with a black strap. At least the buckle would match then. This is a big watch, but it needs to be big though because of the roulette wheel. It's 43 millimeters at the bezel, but 44.5 if you measure at the case. It's 52.2 millimeters lug to lug, but the lugs slope down pretty good. It's 11.2 millimeters thick, has a 22 millimeter lug width, and it tapers down to 20 at the buckle. It weighs 57 grams on this plied leather strap. The bezel's just smooth plated bezel, nothing special about it. And then we have the dial. The dial is flat black with a little bit of sunburst effect, just a little. And then we have these kind of like teardrop indices here, and they are loomed. Then we have the Lige name and logo applied up top. No mention of quartz or water resistance or any of that stuff typically on the bottom there, and you just get the basic 30 meters. Then we have skeleton hands, and they are loomed, and they do have a red border, which looks kind of nice. And once again, there's no running second hand or date. And then we do have the roulette wheel chapter ring. The wheel itself does not spin, but the ball in there floats freely, so you can move the ball around. And of course, there's 0 at the top, but no double 0. Then we have the crown. It's unsigned push-pull. There's no ghost date. This is a true dateless movement. And then when you go to set it, there's no minute markers. So you can only set it really accurately at the 5-minute mark. But this doesn't have a running second hand. So I have a feeling that setting it super accurate is not a high priority. As you can see, there is a minute hand jump. That time it didn't jump. Sometimes it does. So kind of luck of the draw. See, that time it really jumped. Then we have the crystal, just flat mineral glass, nothing special about it, nothing wrong with it. And then we have the case. The case is just a round case. And it's basically just there to keep the wheel. And then we do have the lugs that slope down pretty good. Then we have a press-on case back, says made in China, Lige. And then it says Quartz, LG 89161. And it's just a press-on. There's a little slot for the tool right there. Underneath the case back is the SL68 movement. This is basically an SL28 without the date. And nothing wrong with it. Yeah, there's some minute hand jump, but once again, accuracy is not going to be a priority on this watch, especially with no running second hand. Then we have the strap. No mention of genuine leather inside, although that genuine leather on the inside can often mean just the inside is genuine leather. So it can be kind of deceiving, so it probably doesn't matter that it doesn't say that. But if it is a synthetic leather, it seems pretty good. Then we have two keepers, one fixed, one floating. No quick release, which is always disappointing. And then we have the buckle. As you can see, the carpet doesn't match the drapes. That's really disappointing. A buckle doesn't cost a lot of money. And the irritating thing is only the gold ones come with the brown strap. So even if it was yellow gold instead of the rose gold, I would have been a lot happier than this steel color buckle. So that's kind of disappointing there. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. Once again, this is a big watch, but it has to be because you got the roulette wheel in it. It does wear pretty flat though, because those lugs do slope down, so that's nice. The strap though does need some break-in. It's pretty stiff right now, but once it breaks in, I think it'd be a lot more comfortable. And once again, it's so disappointing that this is steel and not gold. And we have 4 notches going out, so you can wear this 8.5, and only 2 notches going in though. So if your wrist is much smaller than 7, you're going to have to cut some notches in the strap. Of course, this is a pretty big watch. If your wrist is much smaller than 7, you might not want to wear it anyway. Here we are in the lume room. I wasn't even sure this watch had lume until I shined my UV flashlight on it. As we see up the time, we see the very weak indices disappear immediately. The hands are much better, but not exactly good, as they are fading fairly fast and just don't have the legs of a good lume watch. But nobody buys their roulette wheel watch for the lume. What I like about this watch? Well, the roulette wheel with a loose ball that actually moves is kind of fun. And I do like the fact that these lugs slope down pretty good, letting this big watch wear a little bit smaller than it should. What are my gripes and groans? No running second hand, no date. Buckle doesn't match the case, and no quick release on this strap. Do I recommend this watch? Only if you want a roulette wheel for a watch. That is fun conversation piece. This watch really doesn't have anything else going for it. So if the roulette wheel isn't your thing, there's nothing about this watch that's going to win you over. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Lige 89161, and I'll be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link, and I'll get a tiny commission, but those tiny commissions do add up. And that is why I was able to get that Steinhardt not too long ago. It's going to be a while, though, before enough commission adds up for me to get another watch. And I'd like to thank my Members' Choice members, all 7 of you. If you look, you'll see that the Members' Choice vote, next Members' Choice vote is up. So go ahead and vote away. So far, the Seiko is winning with 2 votes, but it's still early, and there's 5 more of you to vote. And of course, I get to vote too as a tiebreaker if there's ever a tie. Bye.